Hello, everybody. Good evening. Yes, it is that time of the week and of the month again. I am back here this evening with my midweek mediumship show. I hope you're all well since the last time that I saw you. So as usual, if you could please like and share out the stream, share out SPTV in general, whether that's the YouTube page or the Facebook page, and now the TikTok group as well. Any of those, anything you can share out, please do. We do very much appreciate it. So it should be streaming on both Facebook and YouTube this evening. And I know Facebook sometimes asks you for stars. Please don't send the stars because we don't need them. We just need you, your comments, your good energy, your interactivity. So bring them on, bring them on. So if you are watching, whichever platform you're watching on, do start saying hello so I know that you're there and I will say hello back. So do start saying hello. Let us know where you're from as well, actually. I always like to know where people are watching from. So yeah, so do start bringing your comments in. Again, share out, share out, share out. Also got Serendipity. It's the first one I've seen. Hello, Serendipity. Hello to you watching on YouTube. Mrs. MB, hello to you as well, watching on YouTube. Who else we got? Rhonda. Hello, Rhonda from Jacksonville and NC in the house. Hello, Rhonda. Watching on Facebook there. Linda Wallace. Hello, Linda. Nice to see you as well. Thanks for joining tonight on Facebook. Oh, there's Laura Woods, fellow medium Laura Wood. Hello, Laura. I hope you're well, my darling. Nice to see you here as well. Sharon shared on Facebook. Well, thank you very much for sharing, Sharon. Very much appreciated. Linda Payne from East Sussex. Well, hello, Linda Payne, watching on Facebook there. Thanks for joining. Rhonda's popped up again. Hello again to you, Rhonda. That's right. Amanda Ward, good evening to you, watching there on Facebook. Debbie Lamb. Hello, Debbie, watching. I know Debbie's in the US, so I know that. Hello, Debbie, and I shall see you later. Helen Woodall, hello to you, my love, watching on YouTube there. Who else have we got? Keep your comments coming in. Joanne Lewis, hello, Joanne, watching on the live chat on YouTube. Very nice to have you here again, Joanne. Lee Bland, hello from Facebook. Hello, Lee. Do a couple more and then I'll get going. Angel Sun, good evening to you, watching on Facebook. Mary Greenlaw, watching from Maine in the US of A, watching on YouTube there. So do keep your comments coming in. I'll say hello intermittently through the show when I'm in between the readings, but we will go on with it. So many of you, thank you, Richard, thank you. Sharon, the rainbow one. Don't know what the rainbow one is, but we'll see where that goes. So this evening, it's very much about mediumship, so connecting to your loved ones in the spirit world. Thank you for sharing, Caroline. So if I do go indirect and put out the information like I'm about to do with this first connection that I've got, if you can understand everything that I'm saying, please do comment so I know I'm coming to the right person. Now, there is an option to come into to come on the screen through Zoom if you wish, but there is no pressure to do that because I know some people don't like being on camera, right? So if I do come to connect with you, and you wish just to communicate through the comments, that's fine. But if you do wish to come into the Zoom, once I've got the connection, Richard will put the link in the chat. Please only come into the Zoom room if you're invited, if I have that connection with you. Otherwise, we'll just see, excuse me, what happens. Hello, Sarah, watching on Facebook. Oh, bless you, Caroline. I'll see you later as well. Mel Dean, hello to you on YouTube. So I want to go with this first link that I have because this man has been with me since before we press play, right? So I know I've got a man that's stepping forward who My feeling is that his dad, it feels like a father to me, although it could be a grandfather, but it feels like a father to me. And what he was doing, actually, I'm going to describe his personality. He seems quite happy-go-lucky, that kind of man. He seems just quite a pleasant man. I don't feel overly boisterous with him. I just feel like a nice man. And what he was showing me is that he was showing me his garden gnomes. So I know he's got garden gnomes, and he also would have named these garden gnomes as well. So it sounds a bit random, but that's just what the impression has given me. So I know then that he would have loved his garden, but he just seems to be quite precious about these garden gnomes, to the fact that he's actually named them and they've got their own names. It's quite sweet, actually. It's quite endearing. So I know that's where he takes my mind there first, to give me that specific bit of evidence. Now, again, I don't feel too boisterous with him. I just feel just a nice man. He seems quite a kind man, but he loved his garden. That kind of feels like that's where he got his peace and quiet, I guess. And I don't know what that is. There's something about, and actually, I don't feel that his passing was necessarily a shock either. Now, I'm saying that because spirit don't always specifically tell me how they passed, but I might get an indication of whether it was quick or slow, or whether someone was ill, whether someone was not ill. He doesn't make me feel ill, but at the same time, I don't necessarily feel like I'm shocked by the passing. Because I don't want to, normally if it's a quick passing, I'll snap my fingers, but I don't feel like that. There's some kind of level we expected it. That's kind of what I want to say. And we'll say it to me again. And I feel like I want to go to the top of the year with him as well. So I feel like my mind is being drawn to January as being important, if not to him, to yourself, but January is being put into my mind as well. Yeah, I'm a gardener. I've got that put in my head. So there's definitely a garden link here, especially with these garden gnomes that I'm seeing in my head and being named. Now, I don't know if I'm getting the names for them at this point, but that's just where it's drawn my mind straight away, to get me to the person I need to come to. So again, I don't if it's a dad or a grand. It felt more dad to me at the beginning. If it's not a dad, it's a grandfather that I'm kind of feeling here. Sarah L. This resonates with that Sarah L. that I've got there. Can I just look at a comment, please, Richard? This resonates. Okay, bring it back. Okay. Thank you. So all right. This resonates with me. 20, and my dad loved his garden, but not the I don't feel that's for you then, Sarah, because it's definitely garden gnomes that I was shown. That was the most obvious thing that he was showing me. So whoever I'm coming to will need to understand the garden gnomes situation. It's not just the garden I'm in. I've got the gnomes that are there, and I feel like I've got names for them. Angeline Foot, sister likes gnomes, mum birthday. But would you understand? Let me see. I feel pulled there. Rachel Broadway. Rachel Broadway, if it's all right, can I work with you? Because my eyes have been pulled. It feels right there. So Rachel, understand that it's your dad, excuse me, dad who passed in January, had gnomes, loved the garden. Rachel, can I work there with you for just a second then? So, Rachel, would you also understand what I said about the character and personality of him? I feel quite, say, light-hearted with him. I just feel just a nice man. You can take it all, fab. So, Rachel, let me work there with you. Okay, that's fine. And I don't know if you knew that he had named these gnomes, but I just have to say, I just feel really strongly about that. Anyhow, I won't dwell on it. I've said it, so we'll move on. Now, Rachel, I do want to give two names though, but I don't know if I don't necessarily think they're linked to the gnomes, but I'm going to give you the names that I'm being given. Now, I don't get too caught up on names, right? Because we've all got one, and we don't necessarily suddenly remember every single person that's ever lived in our life. Now, I don't know if these names are of people who are living or past. I don't know, but I feel strongly. I even wrote them down in my notebook next to me before I came on, and I want to give names. It sounds like Sharon to me. It's that sh sounding name, and it's a female name. If it's not Sharon, it's something like Siobhan, because I feel like it's an SH with an N in the name. So I need to give that name as a female. And then I also heard Mike put in my head as well. So Mike, Michael. So that's that male names, the male and female name that I need to just give you. All right. Just as they dropped into my mind. Um, Now, bless you, said yes, he is kind and happy. And that's how he makes me feel, absolutely. As I said, I don't feel that he doesn't feel again boisterous or loud. It just feels like a nice, kind. Sharon is his cousin. Okay. Fab. I don't know if she's living or past, it's just what I heard in my head. So it just could be him referencing Sharon. That's very clear. Um mm, what do I I'm not quite getting that, my friends, but I'll say what you're giving me. Now, Rachel is trying to get, I don't know if it's trying to give me a surname or um a place or something, but it's like I'm picking up the first part of a word and I'm not getting the second half of it. So I keep hearing like bed, and I know I'm missing the second half of it. So I don't know if it's a name of Bedford or a place like called there's a place called Bedford, not too far from me actually. Whether it's that or it's bed something, I don't know what it's trying to give me, but it's like the first part of if it's a name or a place that it's trying to give me, but it's bed something, and my mind isn't quite grabbing it. So in which case I feel it might be something out of my frame of reference. So I'm just going to give you that beginning part, and hopefully you'll be able to understand it in some kind of way. All right, what are you doing? I feel with your dad, what has just said to me is, can you tell her I'm feeling rested. I'm feeling rested because I want to chill all of a sudden. So my interpretation and feeling with that is that in his life he was quite a busy man, or no, he had a lot to do, because I don't see him just sitting down doing nothing. I do feel he was quite busy. He liked to keep active, and I feel like there might have been a point, I'm calling you Sharon, Rachel, where someone might have said to him, "It's all right, Dad, take the weight off your feet, have a rest," because he wants to say that oh, I feel rested. He keeps saying it over and over again. I was at Boxford, so okay, that's fine, thank you. It's just my mind wasn't grabbing it, and I've never heard that surname before, so I was never going to get that. I tried. There you go. Okay, if he's bringing that name in, then I know that spirit is referencing that they are with that person with that name. Now, I'm not trying to make it fit, but the fact I was getting the name of Bedford similar to that is just how my mind was perceiving it. It's not spirit giving it to me incorrectly. It's my mind not picking it up correctly. So that's fair enough. Um, They show me slippers. Suddenly I'm sat down in a chair. I feel like I've got my specific armchair or something like that, and I've got my slippers on. Okay, all right. And Rachel always having time for people. He feels that kind of man who always had time for people. Because I can just see him now sat in his chair and I don't know who he's chatting to, but he's chatting away to someone, but just having a really nice conversation. It's really, how do I explain it? I don't know. It's just he was a good listener, your dad. And I feel what I want to say with him as well. It's like, um, I feel very empathic with him. He feels like quite a compassionate man because again, he's taken me to where he is, where he's sat down. He's got a friend sat with him, and they're having a really nice conversation. Your dad's really paying attention to what this person is saying and kind of showing a lot of compassion towards this other person. So it just tells me that dad was a compassionate man, had empathy about him, but was a really good listener and would help anybody, is what I want to say. All right. That's just how his character and the feeling of him, that's how he makes me feel. Now, I will start wrapping up here so I can move on. Never think, Rachel. I'm asking for his message. Never. How say it again? Never think that you haven't done him proud. Is what I want to say. Now, I tend not to tell people that because hopefully we should all know or feel that our loved ones are proud of us for what we do down here. But it's almost like he needs to say it because you need to hear it, or you've asked the question, is is dad proud of me? And I guess that's his way of answering that question, saying, never think that you've never done me proud because you always have, right? Yes, chair, and loves to come and say, okay, that's fab. And I almost want to say as well is, take that from, I'm sure you are compassionate yourself, but he said, doing what you do. So whatever job that is that I've got to put, hang on, one, I've got to put a purple light above your head. So for me, symbolically, that's your own connection to spirit is talking about. So because of that connection that you have to spirits, do remember to take that energy of compassion and empathy from your dad and then make sure you apply it to yourself again, which I'm sure you do anyway. But I guess just his way of understanding or seeing, acknowledging what you're doing here for other people through that spirit connection. So Rachel, thank you very much for taking that. I'm happy to wrap that up there and leave your dad's love with you. But yeah, thank you very much for taking that connection. Bless you. Oh, okay. There you go. Marvelous. Thank you, Rachel. Righty ho. Right, if you're still watching, people, hopefully you are. I'll say a few hellos. Lara Louise, hello to you, watching on Facebook. Angela Turner, hello there, watching on Facebook. Rachel, you are very welcome. Very welcome. Sorry. Mrs. MB, thank you for the love heart there. Who else we got before I get the next link coming in? Suzanne Riches, hello to you, watching on Facebook. Okay. Tracy Boyle, hello, Tracy. Alana Hodgson, hello to you as well. I'll say a couple more and then I'll say a few more. Then I go on with the next link, which is making me laugh. Sarah Griffin on Facebook as well. Jasmine, hello to you, watching on YouTube. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you. I was paying attention to what's coming into my head. Right. Nicola, hello to you. Where am I going? Right. Um, I've got I feel in my mind what I'm perceiving is she feels grandmother to me, but I don't want to call her grandmother. I'd rather call her Nan or Nana, Nanny, something like that. But I wouldn't have called her grandma, is my feeling. Now, this lady is and the reason I feel she's a grandmother is because of the way that she's presenting, and I feel the old school values that she had while she was here. So I feel she might have she goes back a little bit. And she's stood there quite she's quite a short lady, right? When I say short, I want to say like maybe 5 foot, 5'1", something like that. And she has got where she's dressed is, how do I put it? Not feminine, that sounds the wrong term to use, but she's not a trousers kind of lady, right? She wears skirts or dresses, and I feel like she's wearing a skirt which is like an A-line skirt which comes below the knee, is kind of what I'm seeing in my head. Um, she didn't do heels. I want flat shoes, or if there was a heel, it was a tiny little heel that she's got on, right? I always feel like she's got like an apron or like a pinny on as well, but not a full apron, just like one of those that covers the bottom. And she's got one hand on her hip, and she's she's waving and pointing with the other finger, and it's almost like that she if she has something to say or she needs to tell you off, she's going to tell you off, right? Because I'm like this and I'm waving my finger at you. And so she just comes across as maybe being a little bit, not as strict is the right word, but just a little bit, I guess, forthright. She didn't suffer fools. She's not backwards and coming forwards, this one. There's no foolishness with her, I've got to tell you. And she also seems quite a smart lady as well. And when I say smart, I mean intelligent. And it feels like to me that education to is important. She seems quite I'm going to use this word. I don't tend to use it, but I feel that she's quite like a formidable woman. I feel it's going to sound a bit out there, but she feels a little bit before her time. That, if that makes any sense, what I'm saying, because back years ago, the women weren't seen as important enough to be educated, or there were some females that got put into domestic service rather than being allowed to go to college or whatever it is back in the day. But she feels to me like that would be something she would have fought against, because I do feel with her, I feel quite, again, intelligent, fighting for the women, and kind of I feel like I want to say, where I'm coming to actually is, you need to stand up for yourself. And I feel that's part of the message that she's bringing in, which is why she's waving a finger at me as she's saying it. You need to stand up for yourself. And I'm saying that to the person who who I need to come to. Now I'm asking her to give me something else just to make sure I get to the right person, because I'm sure some of this could describe many people's grandmas, right? But I want her to give me something that's going to get me to the right person. So I place it with the right person. The what? The oh, the tea. Okay, all right. So I've asked her in my head, and then what she's shown me is she's shown me a little tea caddy, which the tea bags would have been put into. But she's telling me that she kept one of those in a kitchen cupboard, but it didn't have tea bags in it. It has something else in it, and I don't, nothing sinister or naughty as that may have sounded. I don't know whether she kept sweets in it or money in it, but you were aware that Nan had that in the kitchen cupboard. And it's almost like it is like an old tin, which would have had tea bags or something in it. And once they'd been used up, she kept the tin and put other things in it. But you knew it was there, because I feel like you would have seen her sneak it out the cupboard to get something out of it, which was not a tea bag, and put it back in the cupboard again. And I also feel that her relationship with the grandchildren was very different to how she brought up her own children. So I know it's definitely a difference in dynamics there. So my feeling is she may have been really strict bringing up her own children, but when it came to her grandchildren, she would have been a lot softer, is what I want to say. But yeah, overall, very domesticated, very clean and tidy, and that was really important. Right, something's affecting my throat. Oh, and her passing was not expected. No. Yes. Now, hang on, what am I saying? Say it to me again, love. Oh, sorry. Her passing was not unexpected. So I'm sure they've I'm sure. Let me see if I can get anything else. Oh, July. July is also important. So that'd be a birthday, passing, anniversary, but July is important there as well. But again, I'm not calling her grandma, because although she loved being a grandmother, she didn't want to be called grandma. So if you called her grandma or something like grandma, then this is not for you, I'm afraid. This is, I want to call her Nan or Nana or Nanny. But it's not grandma that I'm calling her. Just say that. Angel Sun. Let's see, Angel Sun. Can I see Angel's comments, please, Richard? Okay. So Angel, you need to be just more specific that those things you can take. Okay. I do feel pulled there, though, I've got to say. Okay, Angel Sun, if I'm correct that I'm with you, what she just placed in my head is not necessarily to do with her, but to do with you, if I'm indeed with you. Would you understand I want to say, the change in perfume? So what I mean is, have you either bought a new bottle of perfume, or you've changed the perfume that you normally wear? I know it's quite random, but that's what spirit do with me. If I ask them, give me something to make sure I'm with the right person, they will give me that thing, something random, so you know that this is for you. But it's just this change of perfume, which is quite random, but hopefully specific. The description of looks and character, the team caddy, and I don't quite understand. Oh, what I said. The description, looks, the character, team caddy. Yeah, so when I say things, I don't remember it either. What else did I say? um, oh, she would have been very different with her own children compared to the grandchildren. So the relationship would have been very different. That might be similar for everybody, but that also dropped in my head as well. So I need to be able to understand that. Just check, I always use the same one, but needed to use others before they're okay. That's just her way, then, Angel, of making sure I am with you. All right. Now, I've already given a lot of information there. So, Angel, what I want to say to you is bringing the message here from her as well. Point of finger, yes, different with her own children. Okay, that's fine. Now I know I can just see in your thumbnail photo there, Angel, that you've got a necklace or something around your neck, I'm assuming. My eye keeps going to that. So I don't know if you have a necklace or something from your grandmother, whether there's something symbolic of a necklace around your neck, because she keeps making me draw my eye to that necklace as well. All right. Okay, right. Come back to what she said earlier on about waving her finger and a progressive lady ahead of her time. Thank you very much, because once I say something, I forget it because it's not my thought, it's spirits. So thank you for reminding me. So yeah, so I feel the message is kind of what she said at the beginning. I feel for you, Angel, what she said was you stand up for yourself. If you need to say something, say it. However, what I will say with that is times have changed, right? Now, these days you can't say much to anybody without them being offended by something, right? But in your grandma's time, that if she had said something to someone, it would have shut them up straight away. No one would have even dared back chatter, right? But she's saying it's okay to stand up for yourself. And if you're not happy with something or someone, it's okay to say it. And she just feels very much about, there's something about, this sounds really cheesy, but I'm going to say it, it's just the way I'm feeling. She feels very much girl power to me, and very much about standing up for the females and making sure that females' voices are always heard over the men, right? So she feels very much like that to me. And that's what she's saying here with you as well, is stand up for yourself. If someone has said something to upset you, you don't let them get away with it necessarily, right? But don't contact me if you get into a bit of a scuffle with them. Because I'm not telling you to be violent with anyone, but it's more just stand in your power and being able to go, do you know what? I'm not happy with this. I'm not happy with that. And it's okay to say it. Whether you upset the person or not, that's not really necessarily your problem, right? Because other people might make themselves a victim, but it's not about that. So you just need to stand up for yourself, find your voice, find that confidence, and you'll be all right. Yes, makes sense. She was doing a lot of that since. Okay, yeah. She just feels very much like that to me. It's like, yes, I almost want to stand with a picket sign. Sounds really mad. Like, fighting for what's right is what I want to say. And I don't know if you get some of that from her as well, Angel. I don't know if you are someone who also has a cause, or if you're involved in a group of people. Oh yeah, I did this just 2 days ago. Oh, must be psychic, because I just see that in my head. Okay, that's fine. That also could just be, your grandma's way of acknowledging that she saw you do that and proud that you did do that as well. But Angel, I'm going to wrap it up there. Know that your grandma is there, and it's almost like she's trying to just acknowledge that she knows what you're doing, and just give you that little bit of advice of to, you speak your truth. It's all right. She used to just this, okay, how you just did. Oh, okay. That's just spirit just impressing me on their character and how they, as you say, gesticulate or express themselves, what have you. So it's absolutely your grandma. But with that, Angel, thank you very much for speaking up there, for taking that link, and I shall leave her love with you. Thank you. Okay. Right, who else have we got watching? Thank you, Debbie, my darling. Melinda, and thank you very much for saying that, Melinda, watching on Facebook there. Hello, Dawn Reeves. Hope you're well, my love. You're welcome, Angel. No problem. Thank your grandmother for for stepping forward with that information. Hmm. Hmm. Can I come back to, thank you. Can I come back to Dawn Reeves just for a second? Yeah. Hopefully I'm with the right person. We'll soon find out. Hi, Dawn, watching there on Facebook. Now, Dawn, I hope I'm with you, but I'm just going to explain why I've stopped on your name. It's because I feel I've got an older female stepping forward, right? She feels very maternal to me, and not just as in a mum or a grandmother, but the feeling of, and you're in Australia. Well, hello from Australia, to Australia, I should say. Um, and this lady, again, she feels very maternal in the sense of that motherly instinct and that protective energy about her. Because what I saw in my head, why I stopped on you, is as I saw your picture, now this might sound a bit ridiculous because you're in Australia, but then hopefully it makes sense what I'm about to say. Um, I wanted to put either like a blanket or a cardigan over your shoulders as if to keep you warm. And the reason say it sounds a bit ridiculous because you're in Australia, which is a lot warmer than it is here in the UK, right? But then again, I'm sure it does get cold in Australia. Um, but it's just this sense of protective energy I wanted to bring in from a female. So would you understand that maternal figure that's in the spirit world for you? She's not identifying herself at this particular time. It's just what I saw in my head is that putting that blanket or that cardigan over your shoulders as almost to either one, keep you warm or to comfort you as well at this particular time. Um, oh, Dave, you are in Cheshire. My daughter's in Australia. Oh, I see. All right, fine. So that might make sense then. I don't know if you're a bit cold there in Cheshire. I don't know what the weather's like there, but it's just what I um wanted to do. It's just what I saw in my head for you, Dawn. Yes, grandma was like this. Okay, I'll work with that and see what else then she wants to bring forward. Oh, okay, all right. She's very, she's got a very gentle energy about her, Dawn. And with some spirit people, I tried to pick up the personalities and the character, and she just got a, she's not coming through with she's not talking a lot, she's not being forceful with me. She seems very um gentle, is what I want to say, and also very respectful, bless her heart. Um, oh, gentle soul. Okay, I think you said it's freezing, didn't you? Okay, but that's what she's doing. Um, all right. And what's that? Okay. Okay. September seems to be an important month, Dawn, because she's just placed the month of September into my mind. So it'll be a birthday passing or an anniversary. And what's that? Okay. Right. Yeah, that's grandma. Okay. Hmm. Right. Okay. But I'm just going to explain what I'm seeing in my head, Dawn. All right. Um, I feel like she's showing me a fish, but a fish to cook. And then she's put Friday in my head. So I don't know if there was something about having like fish and chips on a Friday, if that was a Friday thing you would do, or whether she only cooked fish on a Friday. But that's just what she's put in my head. So again, I'm seeing this big old fish and then the Friday. So I'm assuming from what she's done there, she's like putting the two together like a fish, like a fish Friday. I know some people do that. Like you only have fish and chips on a Friday, or you only cook fish on a Friday or something. But that's what's just been put into my mind. What else? Okay, thank you. Um, She's also given me she cooked fresh fish for Granddad on a Friday. Okay, fab. Thank you. So I know that's just her, just identifying that it's definitely her coming forward with that little bit of randomness there. Now, Dawn, she's also given me the month of okay, the month of May as well has been important. So once again, birthday, passing, anniversary, but May has also been put into my mind. And I also feel like she's trying to put a female name into my mind as well. Now, it might sound quite a common name, but back in the day, names were common. They were handed down through the family. And the way I'm picking it up, I don't know if it's her name, whether she's calling out or referencing someone else with this name, but it's that M-A-R name that she's trying to give me. So like a Mary or a Margaret or a Maria, a Marie. It's an M-A-R female name that she's trying to put into my mind just to reference. Oh, anniversary. Okay, fab. That's fine. That's just wanted to reference that. Okay. No, Dawn, she's also showing me a collection of cards. Like some people, might they they keep all like a set of birthday cards, or they keep all the anniversary cards, or like Valentine's Day. Some people keep all the Valentine's Day cards that they've ever received from their other half or whatever. But as I've seen that word anniversary, I've just had cards placed in my head, and I feel like someone's got a collection of cards, and I don't know if they were grandma's cards that she kept and now we have them in the family somewhere. But I just feel like I've got to mention the cards, and they look like typical and of like celebration cards, like birthday cards or Christmas cards, or they seem to be, that's what I'm being shown in my head. It's like I've got them piled together with an elastic band around them. There's being shown that in my mind as well. So I don't know if they were recently found or if they're in like the loft somewhere. I've been trying to paint. Oh, you keep all the car. Okay, you keep all cars. That's fine then. I'll just, if that's how she's put it into my mind, it's just I'm seeing all these. Yes, mum has every card. Okay, fabulous. So I know it's definitely, this is the evidence coming in from your grandma here. That's marvelous stuff. Um, okay. Oh, she's called Mary. Get out of it. I see. Okay, all right. Um, she's doing well. She's doing well. Um, okay. She's very much, she's, as I'm seeing her in my mind, I see her pottering about quite a bit. So, because she's not sat still since I've been communicating with her. So she's not sat down in a chair doing her knitting and being a grandma, I suppose you want to put it that way, stereotypically. Um, I'm I'm pottering around. I like to keep myself busy, is what I'm doing. I'm looking at this, I'm looking at that. Even if it's just doing little small things that she's doing, I'm just pottering about. And it feels a little bit like to your grandma, it was important to keep the mind ticking over and not to sit and wither away, is kind of what I want to say with her. I'm pottering about, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm keeping the mind going, I'm keeping sharp, and all that. She didn't stop moving. No, she didn't knit. I knew that. She cooked. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, always doing something. Okay. But she does feel very much like the lady who would really take care of the family, could make sure that everyone was well fed, was well watered, well looked after. It's just how I'm feeling her. She just feels very much like that gentle, beautiful soul that is very selfless and wants to make sure that everyone else is okay. okay. I want to talk about um. Okay, 1 minute. Grand grand grandma hugs. Grandma hugs. Because I feel like bless her heart. I want to cuddle her. I want to give her a hug. That's just her energy is just so lovely. And that the what? The 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 jar of humbugs. I got yeah, talk about the jar of humbugs. Yeah, those black and white striped minty candy sweet things I'm seeing. So I got to mention the humbugs there as well. So Dawn, as I wrap up here, it's just your grandma really wanted to step forwards. Um, just to let her know, just to let you know that she is there, trying to comfort you from the spirit world. And if I come back to her putting that blanket or that cardigan over your shoulders, she very much wants you to know that you are being comforted from the spirit world. There's a sense of her not wanting you to feel alone, is what I want to say. And so that's again symbolically, as well as keeping you warm, it's her saying to you, we're here, we're comforting you. Don't you worry. Don't you ever feel lonely because we're here. And that's how I want to finish that off. And my days, yes, humbugs. We were okay, fabulous. So Dawn, and you still have a cardigan. Well, that's fabulous. Thank you, Dawn. So I'm going to leave her love with you, Dawn. Happy to leave it there. Thank you very much for working with me. And I'll leave your grandma's love with you. Thank you very much. Okay. Are we all still here? Who's watching? All still here? um, so ready for summer at this point, aren't we all, Jasmine? I really hope we get a summer this year because last year we didn't get nothing, did we? Maybe a day in May. Debbie Cole, evidential. Thank you, Debbie. Oh, Debbie. Let me see. I think so. Debbie Cole, my darling. What am I getting here? Because Summoning Spirit stopped me as I looked at you, or looked at your comment at least. Oh dear. Right. Debbie, as I looked at your comment, Spirit just kind of stopped me and went, right, wait. And I feel, Debbie, that I've got a man in spirit who feels a lot bigger than me, I got to say. I feel a lot broader than me, and I feel taller than me as well. But I just feel quite strong with him, quite especially the upper body. I've got great upper body strength. And um and I don't know who it is. He's not telling me who he is, but I just know I feel quite protective, but I also feel again quite strong as well. I do also feel that I want to come to the chest area with him as well. And I don't know if that's heart or lungs because I'd usually feel it in some kind of way, but my mind is just being taken to the area. But again, I don't know if it is which one it is, heart or lungs, whether it's both, I don't know. But that's just where I feel like I'm being pulled with this man. Um Debbie, would you understand the description? Your partner, heart, okay. And is it your partner then that's in spirit? I just want to make sure I've got the right link because he wasn't coming in and saying, because I wasn't feeling dad or grandfather. I wasn't actually feeling any kind of thing. It was just more you kind of stopped me on your name and said, right, I'm here. Tell her I'm here. Um, so if you understand that, that'd be great. Um, what are you doing to I would just also understand, Debbie, this man having because he's drawing my attention But so your partner's here, right? And he's the one that's got the heart issue. So then this person in spirit, would you understand that a gentleman in spirit, I understand if it's dad or grandfather, who has that description. He, again, broader than me, so quite broad across the chest and shoulders, taller than me. I'm 5'8", and I feel this man's a little bit taller than me. I'm not saying a 6-footer, but I feel at least taller than me. And I feel like I want to be drawn to the eyes. So I don't feel there's anything wrong with my eyes. It feels like this person would have had either piercing blue eyes or like those dark eyes. But the eyes, oh, his granddad, his eyes just seem to stand out to me. So his okay, let's see. Let me work with that a second then, Debbie, because the fact he put this chest issue on me would make sense if it's his granddad, because then it's his granddad's way of acknowledging he knows of those conditions around his grandson, right? Ultimately, it'd be his grandson, wouldn't it? Now, the man I've got, he seems to be, I don't know if there's a similarity between him and your partner, because it seems that the grandfather wouldn't necessarily have been very demonstrative with his feelings and how he felt. Granddad feels a little bit like it's have I froze, Richard? Or am I still here? I'm all okay. All right. I'll keep going, Debbie, because we seem to be all right this end. No reports of any technical issues yet at this point. But with this granddad, Debbie, I just want to still make sure you're there and you've heard what I've said actually before I just start rabbiting on in case you can't see me. Let's see if she. Yes, he was similar built, very close. Okay. And Debbie, Grandad, see, as again, coming back to what I said, he seems to be quite a man's man, is what I want to say, right? I don't want to be a huggy person. I feel quite gentlemanly in the fact that he wants to put his hand out and shake my hand, right? Like a gentleman would, show if you know, if we put it that way. And yeah, I don't feel so. It seems one of those men that wouldn't necessarily have always talked about how he was really feeling about certain things or issues or whatever, right? Some men are just keep it all in and don't talk about it because it's the manly thing to do. It seems a little bit like that, but I'm asking for the reason why is coming in. I would say that, yeah, man's man. I would say that this here, what I'm doing, talking to dead people, if you want to put it really basic like that, I don't know if this would have been his thing, his cup of tea, because I'm not really feeling that from him. But what? Okay, thank you. Actually, what he's just said, or a couple of things actually. The first thing I want to, this is quite random, but I'll say it. Old hat in his way, yeah. Debbie, is there, I don't know if it's a tattoo or it's an emblem on something, because what Granddad just showed me is a lightning bolt, and but it's like like how you would draw a lightning bolt, right? It's not an actual lightning bolt that I'm seeing coming from the air. It's a lightning bolt, so I don't know what that's about. It feels a little bit like it's either someone's got a tattoo of a lightning bolt, or it's an emblem on something that someone's got. I know it's a bit random, but it's just quickly flashed in my head this image of a lightning bolt. So I don't know where you want to put that, but just keep in mind that I've said that. What it's saying is, aside from that, I guess it's where the message comes in. It keeps talking about, it keeps showing me the color blue, which is my color for communication, and talking about how communication at the moment is really important. So I don't know if it's to do with your partner not talking about how he's feeling, or whether there is a situation there around you both, which could really do with better communication, or people need to speak up more or talk more. It just seems to be that's what your granddad's saying is speaking up. So I just want to place that there. Not sure on the lightning bolt. That's fine. It's just what I was shown in my head. It might make sense later. I don't know, but it's just what I was shown. Just it's a very quick lightning bolt. I have no symbology for that. So if it's symbolic, I ain't got a clue. But it feels more literal to me, like it's on something. It's an emblem on something. Anyway, I won't dwell on it. Keep that in mind. Say that again to me. Keep it. Just keep. Okay. Keep it to. Yes, I'm exactly that. Debbie, lack of communication. Okay, that's fine. Long as you understand it, Debbie, that's fine. It's just granddad's way of, well, your partner's granddad's way of acknowledging that, and just kind of giving the advice of, communicating. Last thing I'll say, all it says keep it ticking over. And I don't know what it means by that. It could be a number of things, but my perception of that is just keeping things going. All right. That's what I want to say. But I feel that the encouragement is there for your partner to keep things going. That's what I guess that's where the inference is for him, is to keep it going for him. I keep hearing keep it ticking over. So that's what I've heard in my head, Debbie. I am going to leave you with that. Yeah, that's all it's saying. Stepping back. So I'll leave you with that. Whether you pass it on to your partner or not, it's up to you. But it's just important that granddad stepped in just to acknowledge what's going on here and to keep the encouragement of keeping things going. So Debbie, Cole, thank you very much for working with me there. Marvelous. It's been an hour, hasn't it? Yeah. Well, I'm going to leave it there, people, because I've got something else at 7:30, so I'm going to have to jump off now. But thank you very much, all of you, for joining as usual on this Wednesday night. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you very much for your interaction here as well. For those of you that worked with me, and obviously we send the thanks up to the spirit world as well, for stepping forward and working with us tonight as well. Once again, thanks for sharing, thanks for liking. Do keep it going with all the shows that we do on SPTV. Do keep sharing us out on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. Yeah, keep our name out there, because the work that people do on a show is good work. So thank you very much. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time at the same time, 6 p.m. Until that time, look after yourself. Was that tonight, Richard? Oh, tonight before I go, we've got Anita at 8 p.m. with her readings. So stay tuned for Anita for some more readings. But I'm going to love you and leave you. Take care of yourselves, and I'll speak to you all soon.